Okay, I'm here with Taylan Atar. He's the owner of Hills Tallarook, which is a farmstead as well as a goat farm, and they raise their own fodder on the property, and he's going to explain to us how that works and what that operation looks like. Take it away, Taylan.
Thanks, Jason. Well, this is not a hothouse as such, it's actually a cool room. It's made of fridge panels, has a constant temperature of 23 degrees. Has the capacity to produce 1.5 tonnes of fresh fodder a day, and that can be germinated from either barley, which is what we use, but it could be wheat, lupins, corn, beans, or it could be a combination of all of those. But at the moment, market prices are low on barley. It's about $300 a tonne, and that's what we've chosen to use. So come in and have a look.
Fantastic. Is there any difference in the nutritional profile depending on obviously what you're growing at the time?
There's no real scientific evidence, so whether you feed them straight barley or whether you germinate it like we do, but I can tell you from my observations that the girls that eat this product have fuller, can't remember the word, fuller udders.
That's
and you can tell by the shine in their pelts and their coats, and you know, they eat it to the ground. It's very labour intensive for us, but we get a much better yield out of the animals. Once the animals are slaughtered, you can also see that the texture of the animals is very different.
Do you find that they're just healthier, full stop, throughout the duration of their life?
Absolutely, yeah.
Fantastic.
So, come in and have a look.
Great.
So, this is the first day of the cycle. It's basically 700 grams of the barley.
Yep.
You can just see bits sprouting up. And day 2 looks a little bit like this. You can clearly see that they've all started to germinate and it's forming a root mass now.
Yep.
And this over here is probably day 4, when you're up to about the 7-8 centimetre mark. It's clearly closer to 8 kilos now and it's got a huge root mass. And this is another day on again, slightly bigger, slightly heavier. In 2 days' time, this fodder will actually overgrow past these levels of shelving. But each bay is 1.5 tons to grow the equivalent of this in normal soil or ground. We'll be looking at about 800,000 litres of water. The system here, because it mists and sprays 6 times a day for 30 seconds, uses about 1,300 litres over the course of the 7 days, so it's very sustainable as well.
Wow. And you capture all your own rainwater on the property, so you don't bring in any rainwater, you don't have any dams anywhere, you capture it. You've got your own system of cisterns and transport and pumps throughout the property, and we'll get into that obviously a little bit later on, and we'll take a bit more of a tour of your solar array and some of the other, I guess, off-grid, if you want to call it, systems that you've got in place to make the property sustainable. And because you're about an hour away from Melbourne, aren't you? So really, at the end of the day, you need to be as self-sustainable as possible, because you just simply don't have access to, you're not on the grid in terms of power, in terms of water, in terms of obviously feed. It's expensive to bring those things in, so it's much better to produce it yourself.
Absolutely. It's healthier and better for the animals too.
Fantastic. Thanks, Taylan. Appreciate it. And we'll put all the links to this fantastic property where you can see more at the bottom of this YouTube video, so you can click away and check it out. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Jason.